Here live in the Duncan Music Lounge at iHeart headquarters in Hartford. And we got a live audience with us. And we like to do it with each of the coaches at least once a year, and we get Jim Mora, obviously, tonight with the football season, just 10 days away. I'm counting them for you. 10 days. Coach, great to see you. Let's start with the head coach job, because you've been the head coach now. This is the third year here, but you're really the head coach for the first time in that. That's your real job now. You're not the defensive coordinator and other jobs. You're the head coach. How different is that?
Well, that was the plan all along, and things happened in that first year that kind of forced a change. But I think it's really been beneficial I know for me, and I think for the players and the team. I was hired to be the head coach. I wasn't hired to be the defensive coordinator. I enjoyed doing that, but I think the best thing I did is fire myself last year and bring in someone that's really, really, really good at it, Matt Brock, and it gave me a chance to do what I feel. If there's anything that I feel like I do well, it's probably just the relationships with the players, managing a team, recognizing where they are emotionally and mentally, and then managing a game. And I honestly, that first year went pretty well, but last year it became overwhelming to me, in the way that I like to operate as a head coach. So it feels pretty good. I feel like I have a better grasp of the team, the personalities on the team. I feel like I'm able to understand how to make the players as individuals in a group kind of tick and go. So, it's tough getting fired, but I think it all worked out okay so far.
Well, you got your job back.
I did.
That's the good news.
I got my job back, yeah.
That doesn't always happen.
No.
We get fired, that's the end of it. But, all right, so you've been in camp. I've been out running around playing golf in Ireland and running in the mountains in Colorado. You've actually been working. Getting back to work in the summer in football, I don't know if everybody in the room gets that. That's a hard gig for the players and the coaches, too, because of the heat. Describe this one. This is your third one here at UConn. What's it been like?
Well, it's a grind, and it's a real. You mentioned the players. It's a real grind for the players. I don't know that people really understand what they go through, the time commitments, really in the season, but especially this time of the year. I mean, they're in the building by 6:30, and this week we kind of transitioned. But for the first 3 weeks, they weren't getting out of the building until 10:30. And that's hours and hours of meetings, and it's an hour walkthrough, a 2-hour and 45-minute practice. It's their meals, their treatment, their taping, their recovery. I mean, it's a real grind, and we went through it this year. We went hard. We needed to. We have 27 transfer players that came in, a new quarterback, 5 new receivers that weren't with us in spring practice, and so we really had to hit it hard. And I appreciate the way that they've worked. Now we're transitioning more into season mode, but still, it's these guys. During the season we practice at 7:30 in the morning. Then they have their weightlifting, and then they have school. And then they're back at 4:45 till 7 every night. So it's a lot, It's different than other sports because in other sports it doesn't demand the time commitment to meeting and watching film because it's so choreographed. Football is very choreographed. Where sports like baseball or basketball, for instance, are not really. I mean, they are choreographed to a certain extent, but the meeting time's just amazing. I mean, you can ask Kathy. I mean, just always in meetings.
Yeah. Kathy's here. Mrs. Mora with us. Good to see her. Opener coming up 10 days away at College Park, Maryland, Big Ten. You kick it off with the Big Ten, then you have a home opener with Merrimack, and then you go ACC on the road. So three real challenges to kick off your season. Do you like that? Do you like to have to face the best of what you're going to have to face right away?
Well, I love to compete. So from that standpoint, yes, I love it. I think, in this day and age when you have so many transfers coming in and you don't really know what your team's going to be until they get on the field in a competitive environment against an opponent, not against, someone they see every day in practice, it would be beneficial to maybe play some games that, that maybe aren't Big Ten and ACC. But that's, that's just not the reality of it. So we just got to go out and compete. I feel good about where we are. I mean, you mentioned 3 teams there, and 2 of them are Power 4 teams that are really good teams. Teams that have done a lot lately and really improved. So it'll be a heck of a test. We got to find a way to win those games, and take them one at a time. And then we get a great stretch at home. We get 6 home games in a row. And if we can have some momentum going at that point in time, and people are excited about us, we can get the rent going, and we can create a really fun environment, I think, for our team and for our fans in that 6 weeks.
Yeah, that homestand's phenomenal. We'll talk about that. We'll be back in just a moment. Jim Mora with us, the UConn football coach. This is the UConn Football Coaches Show. We're live in studio here in Hartford at iHeart headquarters. And we'll be back in just a moment on 97.9 Fox Sports.